10 months later, businesses and organizations across Connecticut are still struggling to get by during the coronavirus pandemic. That is especially true for the state's arts community. Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro tells us how a grant program is helping those organizations avoid closed curtains.
The COVID Relief Fund for the Arts was set up by the governor's administration to provide support to the state's arts community throughout this COVID pandemic. Now, under that program, more than 150 nonprofit arts organizations across the state are receiving a piece of $9 million in grant money. And that funding is going a long way. Surviving the COVID-19 pandemic has been anything but child's play for the New Haven arts community.
COVID has forced the cancellation of over 200 events and shows at the Schubert and thousands more throughout Connecticut. We have laid off hundreds of administrative and event staff, and our local union stagehands have been out of work since March.
Help arriving for the Schubert Theater and a long list of other arts organizations across Connecticut through the state's relief program.
So venues was one of the categories that actually also went to performing arts groups who essentially cannot make any revenue because those venues are not open for them, as well as for arts education.
That's Daniel Fitzmaurice, who's the executive director of the Arts Council of Greater New Haven. He says the investment is critical.
It's allowed them to keep their artists paid and their staff. To some extent, they're all smaller than they were before, but that's been critical to do both things, to get ready to reopen, which is coming, and also to be doing a lot of virtual programming that has been really taken up.
Lieutenant Governor Susan Bysowitz and the managing director for the Long Wharf also highlighting the investment as critical given the role that the arts community plays in the local economy.
They provide more than $4 billion a year in economic benefit to our state, and they support 57,000 jobs in our state.
Typically, we employ a Connecticut-based staff of about 65 people. We also bring in about 75 guest artists, actors, designers, directors, whether from our community or from outside of the community each season. Nearly every dollar invested in Long Wharf goes right back into our local economy.
According to the state's website, the COVID Relief Fund for the Arts uses federal CARES Act funding from the state's Coronavirus Relief Fund. Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61 News.